So as you finish up the writing down the discussions, our staff will be walking around and getting the reports from the facilitators. I really wanted to thank you very much for your participation. I mean, we are quite impressed with the level of participation, how quiet the room was, because the discussions were really within the table. It's not like in school that you start talking with the person 5 tables away, you know, and this was really interesting to see and see the participation. We should ask ourselves why we came here today, and I think every one of us will have a different answer, but I believe that we are facing a challenge in our business model, the way data has to be handled, and what kind of value we can provide back to the dairy producers that allow us to use their data is going to change, either we like it or not. And I think it became very clear today that there are a lot of changes going on already. We have an option here. We can sit, take a drink, and watch how these things are going to unfold and how we have to adapt to the new situation. Or we can choose to be in the driver's seat. That's what we are trying to start today, this conversation, and we are not the first ones to talk about this. You all have already talked about this in different environments. But CDCB sees that we are a product of a cooperation within the industry, and we are here to provide value to the dairy farmers and to the companies that provide services to the dairy farmers. And if we work together, we can prevail, we can be really the driving force of this process. If we stick in our own silos, in our own little world, well, we will be adopting whatever technology is available to us in a few years. So I would like that all of us had this conviction that we want to be in the driver's seat. And CDCB is here to offer our competence in the fields that we have been working in to facilitate this process of building up the next phase, the next step, the next revolution for dairy, not only dairy genetics, but dairy production in general. This is the way we see ourselves again, as a pre-competitive business that provides most of the value that we can provide from the cooperator database that is put together by the farmers. So before I send you home, I would like to thank you once again, and specifically thank the speakers that I think you agree with me that they brought a very interesting basis for our discussion today. I think it was very provocative and very rich, different backgrounds, and I dare to say that we achieve our goal with the set of speakers that we managed to bring here today. The panelists also for joining the discussion and being open to share with us their views. Facilitators that have been working for a full hour here, taking notes and making sure that the groups were on time. And Amy, the Platted Church, she has been really our right hand and left hand and everything in this process of organizing today. We're really grateful that we work with you, Amy. Mike Brook and his team that made it possible for us to be here today and have this venue and have this, take advantage of the history that they built, of the credibility that they built around their own event. Randy Blodgett, that is doing our videos here. We hope that this is going to be useful not only for the those that are here, but through the videos we can reach out to more people, and you guys can use the videos in your own groups to continue this discussion, this conversation. And also CDCB staff that have been really supportive, and I can tell you that there is a lot going on at this very moment in CDCB, at CDCB, and developments and other things. But we see this as a priority. We see this kind of discussion, this kind of dialogue as the only way ahead, because it doesn't matter what we do. If the industry is not with us, then we don't have a purpose. So thank you very much. I wish those that leave today safe way home, and those that stay here during this week, we will also stay around. We would like to continue this conversation with you in the hallways and have as much input from you as possible. Just one little detail. We're going to compile all the answers that we will receive into a white paper with a summary of this meeting today. And this is going to be made available to all of you and to the public in general. And this document is meant to be as part of this conversation. We will say, well, we are proposing this because that group told us this is the way to go. So we want to use this really as a leverage to continue our effort to get big data into dairy, make it a reality. Thank you very much.